Hello, Libra, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. This reading is for you for the upcoming new moon partial solar eclipse in the sign of Virgo for the 21st of September. So we're going to pull a message from the universe has your back to see what sort of guidance the universe is trying to put out there to you to help you through this. Happiness is my birthright. So this is sweet. We'll take it. When I lean towards love, I am led. And so I do feel like this is coming. I don't know why I feel this, because these are the only two cards that are showing up right now. But I kind of have this vibe of where you maybe have been going through some things that have kind of been bringing you down, or feeling a little down in the dumps or out of sorts of some way. And I do feel like this is talking about tapping back into that higher vibration, to the happiness, to the joy, to the appreciation and gratitude for the shifts and changes that are taking place. And yeah, I'll take it. I'm splitting the deck and I'm seeing transformation in the Four of Fire. So I feel like you were going through some sort of a transformation. Something was shifting, some sort of ascension. I'm feeling that phoenix rising. I'm really, taking note of the planets that I'm seeing over there with that moon right there. So I do feel like you were going through, even in this card right here, you see that little sliver of that moon, like where you were really going through some stuff, right? And that maybe have brought your vibrational frequency down a little bit. I feel a really somber kind of energy when I'm tapping into that. So let's see what messages you have coming out for you, because I do feel like this is a shift. This is a change. This is where you're seeing, more optimistic energy, really tapping into the higher vibration, really focused on the good, and expressing gratitude for not only just the good, but for the lessons learned through the challenging experiences as well. I'm feeling like you're seeing something in a different light. So let's see what energies want to show up for you. Here we go. First card up is the Five of Water, and that would be that challenge I was picking up on, right? Five of Water talks about challenges, and like them challenges leading to change, right? Like fives are typically challenges that create the catalyst for some sort of change. Ace of Water is at the bottom of the deck, and bringing forth a new beginning. So let's just talk about the water. First of all, the sign, when we feel the energy of this water, because there are two water energies that are showing up. And what the suit of water talks about feelings, relationships, emotions, that sort of thing. And I do sense that there was some sort of turbulent emotional experience that I don't feel is there now. I kind of feel like this is something, or maybe it's this eclipse that is eclipsing that energy out for you and bringing in the new, right? The new beginning. Ace of Water is a new beginning. I'm recognizing, I understand this is a shell on this, what's symbolic of a mermaid, but I feel like that shell is really popping out as a heart, right? So this is talking about tapping back into that, and I'm seeing it on these cards, right? Happiness is my birthright, and when I lean towards love, I am led. And that is about tapping more into that heart chakra and being led from that heart space. So the next card that comes up is the Four of Air. I'm kind of feeling like this energy. Four of Air talks about rest, rejuvenation. It talks about, kind of like taking a step back and recharging. Maybe you felt very depleted over some emotional experiences that you were going through, that sort of thing. I'm feeling with this, I'm seeing this, and I know it can look like a planet, but I'm feeling it more as the sun that's right there. And I feel that sun, which brings forth warmth, happiness, joy, success, unconditional love, right? Like that more heart space enlightenment. I feel like where there was some murky water, some energies like that, I feel like something in your mindset from you taking a step back. Wow, Queen of Fire right there, speaking of the sun, right? And that's Leo energy. Leo is ruled by the sun, right? And when we talk about Leo energy on a collective level, that talks about childlike joy. It talks about love. It talks about fun. It talks about happiness. It can indicate children somehow, so maybe there was something around children that had you emotionally turbulent or going through some emotional turbulent situations and experiences. But it also talks about having strength, courage, and confidence, right? I feel a strong sense of loyalty. I don't take what resonates, release what doesn't. I feel like there's a situation where you had to step back, but behind the scenes, you were really doing some inner work, some shadow work, some, really going within, I'm feeling, to tap in and really stabilize something that I feel was emotionally, or what I'm seeing was emotionally turbulent. There we go. There's the Temperance angel. So this, I feel like, was something that you had to have a lot of patience for. This is a major arcana card. So I do feel like this has been some sort of awakening, or is some sort of an awakening for you. 8 of Fire is at the bottom of the deck. And this is really nice, just looking at this energy I'm feeling or seeing right now and feeling coming through right now, because I feel like this eclipse energy is eclipsing out that emotional turbulence, and maybe even, something within your mindset, your thought process, or something like that. I feel like you've had a lot of patience, or you are establishing that patience, that level of patience to bring balance to a situation. The Temperance angel talks about balance as well. This can also indicate that you are very much protected through angelic guidance and support around you as you're going through this experience. With the 8 of Fire on the bottom of the deck, this talks about a lot of things coming through or happening at one time. It talks about fast movement forward. It can talk about a lot of communication or information that comes through that really catapults you forward from a situation, and I feel like that's what's playing out for you during this eclipse energy. So let's pull another card. Let's keep going with this. What else do we need to know for Libra? Wow, 5 of Earth. 5 of Earth. So this row is starting with a 5 and ending with a 5. So I feel like there was, again, it's just giving me that that challenge that you've had to overcome. And I feel like it's between your emotional realm and your physical realm. This really does give me the vibe of there was a situation that maybe you were really caught up in some feelings about, for, I'm not even saying the wrong reasons, I'm not saying that at all, but I feel for whatever those reasons are, right? And I feel like you've had to step back, and I see the number 4 really prominent to me. So this could be within your home or within your family, that sort of, even within your foundation itself. But I'm feeling with these 5s showing up, I feel like this is what is going to be shifting. These challenges are what feels to me are being eclipsed out of your energy. The emotional turbulence, even things on the physical realm, could be something to do with your finances, resources, or again, something within your home and your family. And the 8 of Fire is showing up again on the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is going to be quickly catapulted out of that challenging energy. I feel ultimately when the 4 of Air and the Temperance angel, the Patience card is here, it feels to me like you really stepped back and gained some sort of like new mindset, or like maybe you stepping back was part of you balancing out by having patience to letting the universe come in and do what it needs to do, right? Like when we step back and we let go, it's like we allow the universe to come in and make things happen, or course correct, or bring things to to some sort of a balance. So I'm seeing the Sun card here, and I've picked up on this Sun card quite a bit in this reading already. The Sun talks about happiness, success. Again, it's at Leo energy, so it can be and something that's going on as far as your kids go. More Leo energy at the bottom of the deck with the Queen of Fire right there. So this could have even been something that you've been going through maybe since Leo season, which started July 23rd and went till August 22nd. Like, there could have been something that was really brought to the surface during that time frame or time period, and now you're just beginning, like, this is where this is eclipsing out, right? And it's very interesting that I'm saying this because this is that second eclipse, right? So we had the first lunar eclipse, which happened on, what was that, August 23rd? Don't quote me on that, but I think it was August 23rd, where that could have been right after Leo season. Like, we come out of Leo season and then we had this first lunar eclipse where something started surfacing and coming up, and challenges, like you've had to go through some challenges. Then we had the full moon in Pisces, in between that first new moon in Virgo and the second, which is coming up on the 21st, where something really could have came, and like hidden enemies. This is recognizing where cycles need to be closed out. Something about that cycle, I feel like a lot has happened between the 23rd of August and this 21st of September. It's like, but I do feel this sense of coming full circle where this is about to be eclipsed out, closed out. These challenges are about to be, you're overcoming these challenges, and there will be fast movement forward, like propelling you forward into a new, whatever this is, paradigm, realm, whatever this is. There's the Queen of Swords that's coming out with all of this. The Queen of Swords is a very intellectual person, very intelligent person. This is an energy, and I've seen two queens already, right? And if you've been around for a while and listened to my messages, I often talk about the queens represent things that are happening behind the scenes. So I feel like behind the scenes, you have been doing some serious work, like taking actions maybe people aren't seeing or recognizing, or that sort of thing. I also feel with this Queen of Swords where you're trusting your intuition and you're seeking truth and clarity, because the Queen of Swords in an upright position, she's all about that. And this is Aquarius energy. When we talk about that, it's about integrity, innovation, those sort of things. And at the bottom of the deck is the World card. So this is talking to me about a situation or some sort of challenging, emotionally and maybe physically, financially challenging experience or situation that is coming to a close. The World card talks about a completion of that cycle. The next card that comes up is the Lovers card. So this is about choices. It doesn't have to be in an intimate relationship. It can be within friendships, but it does talk about choices, making choices for a greater good. Bottom of the deck, another Leo energy right there. 8. This is the Strength card. So I feel like you've had to make some tough choices, right? With the Sun right there, and then the Queen of Swords right there, and the choice right there. I feel like you've had to make some tough choices and decisions. I do feel like you took the time, which is very important, right? To step back, recharge, rejuvenate, clear your mind, and cleanse your space from whatever things were really bogging you down, or, being very conflicting for you in your emotional and physical realm, and just step back and meditate on that. I feel like there has prayed on that as well. I feel like there has been a shift, like there has been a catalyst. Something has changed. That Temperance angel has come through and assisted you in some way. We got the 10 of Wands, and this is in reverse. So upright, the 10 of Wands would indicate where you felt very burdened. Something feels to me like it's backfiring, like it's going back. Like if this was an intentional situation where someone was, intentionally bringing forth emotional distress, physical, financial stress, that sort of thing. I feel like this is going back. But any way that I'm seeing this, I feel like these burdens are being released and let go. Like you're dropping these burdens. Bottom of the deck is the Fool card. So this is talking about embarking on a brand new journey. And I feel like this is 100% as a result of your hard work, you taking the time, you recognizing when you needed to rest, recharge, rejuvenate, revisit ideas, thoughts, things like that. And I feel like you had a lot of angelic support and guidance through that process for you. And this is where that energy, that old, conflicting, challenging energy is being eclipsed out for you and able to move you forward to, like I said, the new realm, the new cycle, the new path. There's the Empress energy, and I know you're loving that, right, Libra? There you go, standing in your power, right? The Empress talks about nurturing. It talks about co-creating with the universe. It talks about being tapped into that heart chakra where there's that unconditional love. And I feel like it's not just love of others. I feel like it's about love of self. And I also feel like there is this energy here that is saying, like, I am going to, like, right at the happiness is my birthright. Like, I'm tapping into this. I'm not going to be sitting in this emotional, turbulent situation. I'm not going to be letting it drag me down in the physical realm to a feeling of lack or being in lack of something like that. The Empress energy, look, another new beginning, Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And I'm feeling with this Empress showing up right here, like I feel like feel through meditation, prayer, whatever it was for you, but definitely taking the time out to heal, to recover, to rejuvenate, to recharge your energy. You're coming out like fully empowered. And it's very interesting. Again, if you've watched me for any amount of time, you have always heard me say, and I still say it in every reading, when you see a king or a queen of swords show up, I always feel like that's going through some sort of ascension into mastering. I feel like this is and I'm not, every reader is different. I'm just telling you for me how I'm feeling with this energy. But I feel like that is one of the toughest challenges to master in the human realm, right? Where we have to take that sword and sever, whether they be connections, people, places, things, but really being honest with ourselves, and facing the truth and the clarity of situations that may not be so pleasant to look at. But I feel like it's required, because I do feel the king or the queen I feel like with the queen showing up, it's because you're doing it behind the scenes, where you're really recognizing things that need to be cut out of your life, right? You could have recognized this during that resting and rejuvenating process, because it's like if you bring that 5 of water and that 5 of earth into a kingdom of a Empress or Emperor, the Empress is the one showing up right here, right? Ultimately, this will be the downfall of that kingdom, of whatever you have created, right? You're recognizing this, you're seeing this, and you're having to make that tough call and that tough choice on, using that sword to sever and disconnect from that energy. So let's see what the next message is that, wants to show up for you, Libra. And this is the 10 of Cups. Yes, I can really clearly see this. This could have been a situation that was within your family or something like that, because of the 10 of Cups can indicate that. But I'm feeling on the overall energy of this reading is like someone has recognized and they've ascended. They've gone through some sort of ascension, and they've had to cut away the things that are participating or part of that 5 of water, 5 of earth, the conflict, the challenges, like what brings chaos and negative emotional disturbances or negative experiences into your physical realm. Yeah, look at this 9 of Wands at the bottom of the deck, right? And I do feel like this is somebody who has been through some stuff. This is an energy of the wounded warrior. This is someone who's taken on a lot of stuff, fought a lot of battles. And I feel like they're dropping them burdens. We've seen that with the 10 of Wands in reverse, right? It's like, I'm not carrying this baggage, these burdens, all of this crap with me, because it blocks, stops, and delays progress for the future and towards where you're destined to go. So I do feel like someone has gone through some sort of ascension, and I do feel like they are going to excel with that. And the next card that comes out is that Fool card again. They are getting that offer and that opportunity. Look, there is the Emperor. And so again, when we talk about this on an energetic level, this isn't about gender, right? Because there is no gender in tarot. But I do feel like behind the scenes, you've invested your time, energy, and effort into loving, nurturing yourself, being realistic, being mindful, and, really I feel, have tapped into your internal strength and trusted your intuition and used that clear mind space to cut out just the riffraff, is how I'm feeling, the things that are not helping you, they're not serving you well, they're constantly, bringing in emotional, like I said, emotional turbulence, financial burdens, that sort of thing. And I feel like you've seen it for what it is and you've cut it off, and that's part of your ascension, so that you can bring that balance, not only the unconditional love, nurturing, and growth for yourself, right? But also the stability and the security. I feel like you have fought a battle. I definitely feel like you have fought a battle, and now it's over. Like, you're putting that behind you. You see what you need to see, and you recognize that it is something that's not moving forward with you. And the final card is the Five of Wands. Let me look at the bottom of the deck, and this is the Eight of Wands again. So we have the Eight of Wands on both bottoms of the deck. This, to me, really feels like, I said, I was picking that energy up where somebody has really been through some stuff. They've been, and it was just like these challenges were not only emotional challenges, there were financial challenges or challenges in the physical realm, and a lot of drama, a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, it feels to me. The one card that I'm not seeing out here was the Five of Swords, which is really great. I appreciate that. Three of Cups was on the bottom of the deck. So that's interesting because you have the 3 5s out here. And when we talk about 555, that is, you can look up the angel number, but that does talk about a major change that is taking place. This is a life-altering change. And I feel for you, just from the energy I'm picking up on, especially with these two Eight of Wands showing up out here like this, that you are being propelled forward. And I feel like it's a result of your hard work, you going within, you being honest with yourself, you being really clear about situations that were bringing things that were not beneficial for you into your realm, or you being connected to those sorts of energies and entities, and recognizing what you needed to cut off. Because I feel that Queen of Swords definitely took that sword and cut some things out. I feel like she cut things off so that she could excel, so she could ascend. And I do feel like this breakthrough moment for you where you're really going to ascend quite quickly. I do feel this, this new moon, partial solar eclipse in Virgo is really going to have a dramatic shift and change for you quite quickly. And I feel from what I'm seeing here that you're ready for it. So this looks really beautiful. Libra, I send you love and light. I hope you're having a great day. If you haven't already, please take the time to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I do appreciate you. I will start live sessions on this platform in the very near future. So if you want to be notified when those are happening, the best way to do it is subscribe and hit the little notification bell. Have a great day. I'll speak to you soon.